Okay, today we are going to be mounting this backsplash 12 by 12 tiles with a fairly new product on the market. Not everybody knows about it. I've just learned about it, and it's carried at one of the big box stores. And I'm going, instead of using thin set, you know, when you mix up thin set, you got to be really careful about not breathing the dust, okay? And then you've got all the cleanup time, you know, and then the mixing time. For this backsplash, there's a product by Sashco, and it's a silicone adhesive, and it's called Lexcel. And there's several things I like about this. Okay, this is like a silicone glue, and if you see there's no tip on it, well, the tip screws on to it. Now, what I like about this feature is you can have several tips. You can cut it to different sizes up to the hole. You can either have it cut it really up here at the top, or you get a real fine bead, or you can get it down in a real tight joint, or you can have another one that you can cut. It's got a bigger opening, and then you just unscrew this one, put the next one on. You need to squirt out a whole bunch of it at one time and cover your area quickly. All right, so these interchangeable tips were perfect, cutting edge. Everyone else, they should catch on to that unless it's patented. Now, so that's Sashco, and I'll be introducing a couple other products of theirs here in the future. No, I'm not sponsored, but they've got a great product. They've got cutting edge products, and Google them, YouTube them. Go out and get their products. They're great products, all right? And so I look forward to hearing from you. And with no further ado, I just want to let you know that I am a Sashco fanatic. That's right, Sashco fanatic. You can be a Sashco fanatic yourself. Just try the product and you'll be hooked. So with no further ado, let's do this project and show you what this product can do. I'm going to puncture that, and this works perfect for this. Okay. Now, all right, if all else fails, puncture this. All right. Okay. Lexcel is waterproof when it dries. You can even put it on a damp surface when you're gluing it up. Okay. Now I've got my tape on here, ready to take it in place. Okay. All right. It's just this simple, folks. It does not have to be difficult. Tape it. Tape it. No fuss, no mess, no fuss, no dust. Sashco has cutting edge products, and you're seeing it right here. All right. As you see, I had my tape already preset on my tile, okay? And we are there. All right. All right, now, this has got a little hollow spot right in here at this point, all right? So we're going to add some extra glue here where it's kind of sunken in a bit, all right, to give that support, okay? Now I'm going to apply it to the back of the tile. As you see, I'm away from the edge. I will be grouting this. All right. So this is Lexel by Sashco. They have cutting edge products. I'm really impressed with it. And I'm really impressed with their products. They've been around for a while, but they're not widely known. And so, because I'm so impressed with it, I am happily doing this video for them. And I've got several other videos in store, so stay tuned. I've got a commercial I'm going to be doing for this company with another product. All right. Now, you see I have the tape on here ready to go. And as you see, there's no mess. You just don't want to lose your spacer. You can see how well it's gluing, making contact with the wall there. All right. Now let's get this here, slide it to. All right. Make sure you got it nice and level and lined up here at the joints. All right. And then get it taped in place. All right, and we'll get that nice and set. There we go. Okay. Never fear, Sashco is here with Lexel. It's a silicone-based glue. Lexel. All right. Okay, as you see, I'm taping it as I go. All right. So you want to have some tape handy. Okay, we're pulling this tight to the outside one, so we're going to push, tape it, and then pull towards the other one right here. All right, and that's set. That's set. We are in like Flynn. All right. Okay, there's a low spot, okay, right here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. All right. There's a low spot right in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this out here, the tube. Get a little glue, tack to the back, and I'm just going to push it in place. Now, this becomes tack-free in about 30 minutes. It becomes completely cured in 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the humidity. All right. So, within 24 hours, it'll be set, good enough for grouting. All right. Now, the other thing I've done here is I've used tape to hold it in place while it cures. All right, keeping the pressure on. All right. Now, I'm going to put the glue on my next piece here. All right. Now, it needs to be dust free, and so I'm taking this sponge, just kind of wiping it with the damp sponge. And the beauty about this glue is it can be put on a damp or slightly wet surface. Okay. Now, so for your viewing pleasure, all right, I'm going to do this where you can see. And again, I'm just, this is marble. All right, now I'm running a bead All right. What I'm finding with this being wet on this slick tile, but if this was a roof, all right, so I'm just going to have to let that kind of dry a bit, okay? Then I'll continue to glue it. But on a roof, it would hold it in place, and you could use this on your roof, okay? All right, now, this sticks to just about anything: glass, leather, wood, ceramic, porcelain. All right, I've actually used this as a shoe glue, where it was coming up from the sole of the shoe. Put a weight on it and let it sit overnight, and the shoes are working perfectly. So this is a great all-around glue, all right, for repairing. Okay. Okay. Now, I should have done this to start with, okay? But as you see here, I'm just putting this here in preparation. All right, now let's turn this around. Now I have these spacers, all right, on all four corners, okay, so that you can see exactly. I've got it balanced out here. All right, now let's get this in place. All right. Set my spacer there. Okay. Get that pushed in place. Get it up tight. All right. Get this leveled. There we go. All right. These shims here are perfect. All right. Now, we'll get this on here. Now I can be hands-free. Okay, now we're going to want pressure towards the joint, all right, because it's not thin set. Okay, I'm going to push this towards this joint. You're going to see it move. Just shift it over. All right, now I'm going to take this, get it on my tile first. I'm going to put pressure, all right, upward pressure. Keep that tight. Okay, and we're good. Now, I might have needed a little longer piece of tape for this, but this is going to work. All right, get it tight to the joint. Get this pressure there. All right, I'm going to come over here, and again, upward pressure, inward pressure. Okay. And let me show you. It's looking like here in the joint. Okay, that's what we want. Just like that. Okay, now. Okay. Now the other thing I'm doing, all right, behind the scenes here, is down here at the bottom. Have that leveling shim, all right? And that keeps that nice and tight. And we are good. We're level here. little lip, okay, and that can be brought out a bit. Just going to bring it out this way. Then I'm going to push it in towards level, flush, just like this. All right. Now we know we are level. We're good. Okay. Looks like I need another piece tape here. All right. And we're going to pull it towards the joint to make sure it stays tight. I'm pushing on this outer edge inward. I'm pulling up, and this is slightly in my way here. And so I'm pushing up. Okay. There we go. Everything looks good. Check this, that's snug, so we're good there. We're snug there, so we are good. All right. Perfect. All right, now for the next one. All right, you want to make sure there's no dust on your tile. All right. You can, this will glue up on a wet surface. Okay. And I'll show you right here. Right there. I don't know if you can read that. All right, there it is. But because it slides, because this tile is slick, I am going to just keep drying it off because I want this glue not to slide when I apply it. Okay. So, I'll show you what I'm doing here. You can use whatever technique or method you like. It's just one I'm using. Okay, this is Sashco product. Lexel is the glue, the silicone-based glue. All right, here's how I've done this. Alright, now you're going to come over here, get this close. Alright. And we are going to get this in place. Slide this over. Okay, I'm going to put my little shim back here. I don't need much here. It's kind of tapering itself out. So that's good. Okay. Now, you're better off if you kind of get these, if you're going to put them at an angle, your tape, in order to hold it, and again, you want to pull it towards the joint. All right. That way it keeps it tight. Okay. Anchor it to the tile first, and then good to the wall. All right, that keeps tension on it. I'm going to do another one. Greater the angle, more force it towards that joint and I'm pulling on this tape, so this tape is taut. All right. That's why you want a decent long piece of tape. These pieces are probably about 6 inches. 8 would probably be better, but I'm running short on tape. So therefore I'm not using as much, as making it as long as I would normally. All right. So, okay, now let's put this down here. Okay, we're going to make this shift here, get that tight there. Then we're going to put a shim underneath. Now this is from another leveling system, these shims I'm using. All right. And they work really well. All right, that's perfect. So there we have it. Now we want to check it for flush. All right. Always check it for flush. Okay. Straight edge it. Now you can check it this way. Okay, you got a slight edge. Nothing. Now the tiles, some they have a natural bow in them. All right, that you also have to work with. All right. So you got to check. Now it may have just been, but be aware, know that some tiles they just have a natural bow to them to start with. All right. Nice. Perfect. All right. Now, right here, again, putting it to the tile, pulling on the tape, and sticking it to the wall so there's tension. Remember, it takes about 30 minutes for this to set. For the glue to set, this silicone-based glue. All right, now like I say, glues to leather, glass, ceramic tile. I've got a video commercial coming up where I'm going to glue 2 pieces of the smooth side of this tile face to face. All right, and it will be anchored just to show you just how strong this is. That way, it doesn't have a lot of strength like liquid nails. Liquid nails is made differently. It's a tougher, stronger substance. But for this application, it's perfect, and many, many others. I'm going to seal a spray bottle I have that has a nail hole in it. And it'll work just fine for gluing the spray bottle together. Now we're right here into this corner. Okay, we're right here at the end of the line. Okay, so, all right, 1 tube of this Lexel has covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a little bit more to put here and a little bit more to kind of scatter, spread out a little bit. So 1 tube did 5 12 by 12 tiles, basically. There is something I forgot to point out. On the bottom of the tile, what do you see right here? Okay, you could use a paint stick if it's flat and straight, but this is a piece of tile. All right, this becomes a grout joint. All right, and all across the bottom of this compensates for any imperfections. Okay, so that bottom stays completely straight and level. And if you need to adjust it, then like I'm doing here at the joint, okay. All right, you see, I've got this shimmed here, so they're equal. All right. Now I may need another one. This is from another leveling system I got from the big box stores. These shims are great for many different applications. Okay, this needs to come out just a tad. Okay. Now let's flush there. All right, now. Then we come down here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is, this is here holding the space, all right? I'm going to push the bottom corner of the other side forward, and I'm going to make that tight. I'm going to take this piece of tape and I'm going to hold it in place at that point. All right, now I'm going to pull this tight, so that's got tension. Then I'm going to pull this one out. I'm going to push it right into that tape, and that tape's going to hold it in place. All right, now this is going to make sure that it doesn't move while it's drying. And we are in like Flynn, folks. In like Flynn. Perfect. All right, now we're right here. I worked myself into the corner. Here we go. All right. I'm not quite done yet. All right, but this is what we're looking at. Okay. All right, now this goes up against the wall where it's going to go. All right, now I'm going to mark this right here. Then I'm going to compensate for a 1/8 inch. All right, so now which means I'm going to come over here, and that way it gives me some adjustment on the wall. Okay, because it's going right here into the corner. Okay. Now I got to mark the bottom side. How am I going to do that? How am I going to mark the bottom of that tile? Well, let's see. All right, now I'm going to push this up against the wall, butting it against the tile. All right, now, remember I cut my pencil like a calligraphy pen, left and right side. There's my pencil mark. All right, now, my pencil, left side, right side. Okay, so I got a very fine mark. All right, now, let's take this. Okay, we're going to push this against the wall. And remember, this is going to get flipped to the wall after I cut it. All right, so we cut it upside down and backwards. Okay, now you can see this pencil line. Okay, right there. Now I'm just going to come right up. Just make a mark right there on top of it. Right there. A little up. Okay. Now I can make the crow's foot or the arrow. But that's where I want to be. That's where I'm going to cut the bottom. Then like I showed you a minute ago, I come up here to the top. And I mark it at the top. And we're good. All right, now I just come down and mark the bottom. This outer edge. Right there. Okay, there you have it. Top and bottom marked. Okay, it's been about 45 minutes. This glue is set up. All right. Now I can pull all this off. Okay. All right. Now we have dry fitted this bull nose. All right. This is 1/2 inch, and this is a 5/8 bull nose. Okay. 5/8. It's an 1/8 inch over a 1/2 inch. Okay, and it's perfect. Now we're going to glue this in. All right, we're going to use this Lexel, and we're going to glue this in here. I'm putting a bead of this Lexel right here into this corner. All right. And this will hold it till the cows come home. Okay, like my dad would always say, till the cows come home. All right, now, kind of get it in that, down in that joint. There we go. Here we go, folks. Putting on this finishing touch. Now it's 1/2 inch tile with 5/8 bull nose. Remember that. 5/8 bull nose for a 1/2 inch tile. All right. We need a piece of tape going across there. Okay. This will do it right here. Then we anchor it to this one, and we push it over and connect it over here on that one. All right, good. There we have it. Just like that, gooder than new. Nice. Okay, it wants to come up there, which means I'm going to have to add a piece of tape at this point where it's wanting to come up. All right. And so it's an easy fix. Now, okay, now an overview. Let's walk through this process of putting up this backsplash, all right? Now, in using Sashco's Linux. It's not Linux. We are take 2. Now, an overview here. Doing this 12 by 12 marble backsplash. All right, we've used Lexel by Sashco. All right, this starts setting up after about 30 minutes. It's no longer tacky. It takes a week to 2 weeks to completely cure where you can get it wet. If it's going to be submerged in water or be in water, give it a week to 2 weeks depending on the humidity, all right, to be completely cured, and it can stay immersed in water and you're fine. Okay, now, so we use that on the wall tile, which means I didn't have to mix up thin set, which the dust is not can cause cancer. It's clean. I didn't have to constantly wipe and clean up behind myself, and it makes for a very neat and clean job. All right, by not using the thin set in this application. Okay. Now, the other thing is I used this. This is about 3/8. Okay. Now I just run it across the bottom of my tile on that backsplash. So it runs, so it's sitting on the cabinet, and my tile is sitting now on the top. And if I need to shim it, I can shim. and adjust it so everything's level and straight. Okay? Now this becomes your grout joint. Now, when you're using the bullnose, alright, I use the Lexel on the backsplash and that edge, and then I push that bullnosing into it. The bullnosing is an 1/8 inch wider than the tile. So if you're using 3/8 tile, you want a 1/2 inch bullnose to go over the top. This is marble, it's 1/2 inch. That's a 5/8. This is a 5/8 bullnose. Now look how nicely this fits in here. Whoops, I'm gonna drop it. Look how nicely this fits in here. Right here at the edge, a little lip. It's nice and smooth, great detailed. All right. So that's why you want 5/8 if you're using a 1/2 inch tile. You want 1/2 inch bullnosing if you're using a 3/8 thick tile. So keep that in mind. All right. So, and if you use Sash Coast product, if you call them up, you can talk with their crew there in the office, and they'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have about the products and how to use it. Now I'm going to be doing a product review on a surprise commercial for Sashco. I'm not sponsored, but this is cutting edge products, and I am really glad I found them, and I'm happy to promote them. So I'm looking forward to doing this commercial. That'll be my first one, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I have a few other uses that I'm going to show and demonstrate how good this product really is. All right, now that's the overview. So next, all right, and in this overview, I had to put some tape to pull down to hold this down in place so it keeps it a nice tight fit all the way across while it's curing. All right, and then my next video will be grouting the joints. No, I'm sorry. My next video, I'll be bullnosing this edge all the way across and show you how to bullnose and polish. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to create this bullnose on the edge of this countertop, all right, of this vanity. I did this by hand. I will show you how I created this bullnose, all right, so it matches. So that this is bullnosed and it matches the shower curving bullnose. And that'll complete it. And that's original. That's one of a kind. And I'm looking forward to showing you how to do that and getting it polished and looking nice. So remember, Easy 2 tips and tricks where you see everything up close and personal. It's a win-win-win. Tell a friend about my show, the program, all these home improvements. And I look forward to hearing from you.